Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Tuesday, January 22nd. This past weekend was a long weekend for us in the States. So all my family was home yesterday when I would normally have filmed, so I'm here today. My day has not been normal, I guess. I was planning to hit the ground running and do all sorts of things today, and then my daughter got sick, so everything kind of screeches to a halt, and that takes over. So I'm feeling a little out of it today, so hopefully I can get my thoughts together and roll with it today. So I got a decent amount of stitching done this week, so I will share that with you. But first, I'll share a little bit of what I received in the mail today. You can hear my kitty's going to come join us. Come on up. Yeah. So I received a Happy Mail package from Color and Cotton this week, and it included my December threads of the month, which are gorgeous. They're probably, like, this is me. These colors right here, they're my favorite colors. Pinks and blues and creams all together. Like, it couldn't get any more perfect. So those are gorgeous. There's Boysenberry, Luau, Hunter, Sea Spray, and Raw Linen, which is a little bit bluish, greenish of a creamy white. So it's an interesting take on a white. So I like that. Very, very, very pretty. Definitely have to get those bobbinated and added to my collection for selecting when I, find patterns that need fancy floss. I'm really enjoying doing that. I also got this is fresh wool for my temperature quilt, which I had ordered to go with my December shipment, which kind of delayed everything because of putting things together. It's for my temperature quilt, and it's a little bit warmer than it is it's a nice creamy color. I thought it looked a lot like muslin, since I wanted it to look kind of like the sashing on a quilt made out of muslin. So I got that, and while I'm at it, I'll show you what my temperature quilt looks like with it all stitched up. This is what that looked like before, and here it is now. And I have that fresh wool there on the top, and I got a little piece here. I'm doing it one stitch at a time because it's slightly variegated, and I'm going sideways on this side and then up and down on the top because with a slight mitered, like I mitered the corner a little bit with the diagonal, and I don't know how well it shows up because it's so small, but it kind of does. So then it kind of looks like fabric that's facing this direction and facing this direction. So I thought that was fun. And it got warm this weekend. That's the 70 degrees right there. But then it's cooling off a little bit again now. But that's been fun, and I really am happy that the thread came in. It was delayed longer than I had hoped just because of the holidays and everything. But now that it's here, I'm really happy. And I can get that bobbinated up and use that a little easier for my... I guess I don't mind having things like this, but it is a little bit... It's more my style to have a bobbin. And I also got some fabric from her, which was part of a Black Friday order that I made, and there's still more fabric to come, so she sent half the order right now, and I'm assuming I'll get the other half in a little bit. So I have 2 more pieces coming, which is earmarked for 3 fancy ladies, because one of the pieces is quite large, but I thought it would look nice for 2 different ones. So I will show you which fabrics I got and what I bought them for. So this one is light denim. It's a 32 count linen, and it's a 1/4 yard, and this one is for Lady of the Mist by Mirabilia, because I thought this looked pretty misty. It's slightly mottled, and I thought it would look really nice as a misty background for Lady of the Mist. I could see it maybe slightly blending in with these white bits here, but all of those are backstitched when it's along the border. So that should still, actually, they're not necessarily, her gloves are backstitched, but the rest is not. But I think it'll still be fine, and if I run into a problem, if it's fading in, I can always backstitch it, like the gloves, just to make sure it stands out. But the rest of it, I think, will really pop and look like a nice misty background for Lady of the Mist. And then this other one that she sent me is on Jobelin, 32 count Jobelin. It's called Spring Morning, with another, you know, nice modeling to it. This is the even weave, so it took the dye. I don't think she had this in linen, so, but it's a really pretty color too. And I bought this. This is only 1/8 of a yard. I bought this for this Joan Elliott piece that I found in a magazine at this SoCal Stitchers Retreat. And I thought that would be really fun to be like a summer sky or a late spring sky while they're dancing. And in this particular case, this dress might blend in, but I'm going to be recharting the colors in their dresses to be fancy floss, I'm pretty sure. So I will make sure to pick colors that work on this fabric. They'll probably be similar colors, but I'll make sure they stand out nicely. And there is backstitching, so that should be fine. But I thought that was really cute, and it's fun. This is not a very big piece. It'll fit on 1/8 of a yard, so not as big as a Mirabilia. And this would be my first Joan Elliott. So these are not planned starts for a specific time in the future, because as you know, I'm not planning to start anything until 2020, but I probably will be starting a lot in 2020. I have a lot of things that I am really excited to start. All these fancy ladies on the new fabrics that I'm getting. Therese Wensler, a few other, like, I don't know, sampler-esque type patterns. Lots of things. So I may do, in 2020, I may do what Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch is going to do this year, and have like one start every month, because that could be a really fun way to spread it out. Because I've never been a fan of Stitch Mania in the proper sense, where you do one every day for a chunk of time, because that's just, it condenses it too much for me. You don't see very much progress, and it's, I don't know, it's just not quite me. But I like the thought of having one every month, because then you spread out the goodness throughout the year, and doesn't necessarily have to be on the first. It could be on a special day that month to signify things. I like how other people do that, where they start things for somebody's birthday or for a special occasion or things like that. So I may plan to do that and pick out 12 things that I want to start next year and plug them into a different month. So that's highly possible. I will also show you, while I'm at it, because it's here in my lap, my temperature balloons. Because I showed you my quilt already, and then I also have my balloons that I've been working on. And this needs to get updated again today, I think, but I worked on this maybe Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. This is what it looked like before, and here it is now. So I have the first 2 rows done, and I started on the 3rd row. I have not yet gotten to that hot day that I had on my my quilt, so that'll be fun to see what color that shows up in. As you notice, if any of you have done a temperature pattern or are doing one this year, I've noticed, especially when I was doing my garden a few years ago, that it makes it really interesting to follow the days, and you think of weather a lot differently throughout the year than you normally would, because you think of it in terms of what color am I going to get stitched today. And so it's kind of a fun way to track the year. So I'm really enjoying both of those. So I'll keep working on those. And I decided, I got really far behind on my quilt at one point, and it took a while to get caught up and took some time away from my other projects, and I want to try to keep that from happening. But trying to get to both of them every day seems a little bit more problematic, because if I don't get to it, then it just starts to snowball. So I've put it into my to-do list, actually, to go alternating days. So I'll work on my quilt one day and my balloons one day, and then my quilt and then my balloons, and hopefully I can stay kind of on top of it a little bit better that way. That's the plan. We'll see how it works. Before I get into what I've been stitching, I have a quick giveaway. I was contacted again by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and they have a new SAL, a mystery SAL coming out called Seize the Day, and it's, I believe, about like a beach theme, going on holiday to the beach. And when I first heard about this SAL, it confused me because she said when it's like a holiday themed piece, only it wasn't going to be released until January, and that kind of confused me because in the States we call them vacations, but in Europe they say holiday for a vacation. And here when we say holiday we think of like Christmas or Valentine's Day, you know, like a specific day that you would have on the calendar, you know, for the, anyways. So just then I realized, oh, it's beach, going away on vacation to the beach. So this is a beach themed stitch along, which I believe the first clue will come out on the 25th of this, which is Friday of this week. So I'm going to open this up to the United States only, just because postage can be ridiculous internationally from here. And so for this, it's pretty thick, so I'm going to just say US only for this time, and I'll do 1 week because I don't want you to get it too late to have to wait too long to start it. So I will hopefully be able to come back on the 28th and do my video, so I will draw a winner on the 28th. So you have until I, you know, film my video on Monday to enter for this. So if you would like this, maybe tell me some of your favorite memories of the beach, and if you hate the beach, you can say that too. You say, I hate going to the beach, I never want to go again. But tell me what you like about the beach, or don't like. And if you say something about the beach, then I will enter you for this, and I will do a drawing on Monday, the 28th. And it also comes with this cute little needle minder of these little beach cottages. So I thought those were really adorable, and I'm so tempted to do this myself. It's got 28 count even weave from Zweigart in like a sandy tan beige color, and some really, really bright fun colors. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And I saw this pretty fabric and this cute needle minder, and I'm like thinking, I want to do it. I want to do it myself. But I had already decided to do a giveaway instead of doing it myself, just because of my no new starts and my really strong desire to work on my projects that I've already got going, which are like, there's like 50 of them. So I really need to do that, and I'm really happy with that decision. So as tempting as this is, I'm going to offer it to one of you guys. So tell me something you like or don't like about the beach, and I will draw a winner on the 28th. Please don't say giveaway in the comments, or else I will have to delete your comment. I want to make sure this goes to a stitcher who loves to stitch, not a troll who wants to just try to resell it somewhere. So when you win, I will get your mailing address to send you the kit and the needle minder, and then I'll also get your email to send to Sally at Caterpillar Cross Stitch, because she'll be emailing you the patterns. I think it's like once a month. She'll email a new clue. So the first one would come out on Friday. So whenever you get whenever I draw the winner, I'll give it to her right away so you can get your first clue. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. And then I can talk about what I worked on this week. So when I left you, I had recently worked on the Winter Queen for a day, I think. And this is what she looked like before. And here she is now. Didn't work at all down here, but I guess I'll go ahead and give a still shot for next time. I was able to finish her, the skin in her face, and backstitch her and add a little bit of start in on her hair. So I think she looks really good. I love to get faces, the Mirabilia faces, done right away if I can. It just makes it so much nicer to have them look pretty while I work on the rest of her. So the next time I bring this out, I will work more on her hair and crown. her crown is pretty much all beads, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But I'll work on all the cross stitching first on her head and then put all the beads in. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know when it's coming out again next because I haven't finished planning for 2019. I keep wanting to, but I keep not really having the time to go in and play. So far I haven't gotten around to planning. I think I might have had February already planned, but I'll have to go check because February is coming up here pretty soon. But I don't have anything else planned throughout the month. The next thing I worked on is Heaven and Earth Designs a Stitcher's Retreat, which used to be a freebie on their website, and I'm doing a cropped version. Have been doing this extreme cross country, ran into a snag. Had a bit of a trouble with this, and if you've seen this on Instagram, you will know. This is what this looked like before, and here it is now. And everything I did was wrong, is wrong. So I think I had all of this done last time. I'm not sure how much of this was done, but at least this much. And so I started in here and worked on this. So there's all these little stitches, and this is 2 over 1/2 stitches. So there's a lot of them in there. Can't really see too well, but I got enough over here that I started counting here. There's a page break in here. So I had to like count across the page break and realize this wasn't the right number between this part I'd already done and this new section. So I said, I come up here and I check across here and realize this is off too. So this is right, but this was wrong. So when I counted down to this, I believe this is lining up exactly, and it should be 1 stitch over. So when I did this part last time, I did it wrong, and then counting off of that, this whole chunk is now wrong too. So I forget what day I was supposed to start on this, but that first day I didn't get any time on it. The second day I did a whole chunk and then discovered it was wrong. And then the third day I was supposed to work on it, I was backed up on my temperature quilt and worked on that all day, and frankly didn't really want to work on this anymore. It's kind of in timeout. So I'm kind of torn because I like the look of Extreme Cross Country. I like the concept. I know gridded fabric would be easier, but I don't have any. I didn't really want to buy any. I liked that I had this already. I liked the pink color because it was just really pretty to work on and made me happy. And I'm generally very confident in my counting skills. So, however, whenever I go to pick this up and work on it, I have a hard time because I pull it out, or I think about pulling it out, and I think, oh, I can't do that right now because it takes a lot of concentration because I need to make sure I count right, which is true, but that makes it not as fun or not as available, I suppose, to work on as much because it takes more concentration than a hobby should, probably. So I'm thinking what I might do, which will be kind of a compromise, is to, whenever I pull this out, not giving up on it. Whenever I pull it out, I will do a length or 2 of thread in this dark color, which is the most frequently used color. I'll keep working on that, but then the rest of the time I work on it, I'll work on other things, like finishing her face or something, you know, so other colors. So I will continue on a little bit with the Extreme Cross Country, but I will also enjoy some section by section stitching. So that's kind of my thought on that. So the next time I bring this out, I've got to frog all of this and all of this. Because since everything is kind of hinged on everything else, and I don't want to try to fudge it, so that's where that one is. That was kind of a sad I was feeling really good about my progress, and then really bad. And there's for being the most frequently used color in this pattern, you know, there's not a lot. There is none of this color right here. There's a lot more on the bottom. And so I was heading into where there would be bigger chunks of it. But then I don't know, got stalled out now. So that's going away for a while. I don't know when it's coming back. I will try to have a good attitude when it comes out again. And frog that bit and then go forward doing a little bit of both dark brown and colors. So that's kind of where that one is right now. I'm hoping to get to all of my patterns, all of my whips throughout the year. So it may or may not come back out. We will see. I probably should do something on it before it gets too long, but maybe time will be my friend, and that's the other thing. Like, that chunk was so big, I'll probably need to reprint some pages, so I don't have to like mark up which ones are wrong and right. I'll just reprint it and then have it be fresh. So anyways, that was kind of sad. Would have been nice progress, but it's not. So after that, I was more than happy to switch to my Chatelaine Winter Wonderland band sampler. And this is what that looked like last time. And here is Kitty here. Here's where I got this week, or this rotation on 3 days. So I worked in here. I finished this cabin, and I think that tree might have been already done, but I finished this tree, which has some sparkle in it. And I worked a lot on this tree. I had all the cross stitches done, and then I have this top half is all done with the silk lame braid in the white. And I still have more white to do down here before I am done with that tree. But I was tempted to keep going, but the snow also, like, I guess on this side, it keeps going underneath the deer, 1/1 deer that's going to be right here. And I figured if I kept going, I'd want to just keep going and not work on my next project, which I really should work on my next project. So I decided to stop. I do have more white on my needles ready to go for next time. And I do expect this to come out again this year because I just really like it, and I'm really looking forward to coming up next. There's like a birdhouse, there's a deer, a couple squirrels, and some birds, and it's just looking forward to that a lot. So I like the sparkle, and it's hard to tell on here, maybe you can a little bit. All of the white is somewhat sparkly. It's got some iridescent sparkle to it. It is Silk Lame Braid by Rainbow Gallery. Yeah, you can kind of see some sparkle there. So this is what all the white is in this pattern. It's perfect for snow. It's number SP02. And it's smooth and soft because it's got silk in it, and it's also sparkly. So it's very nice to work with. I can do long lengths of it. So that's been a lot of fun. And so that was 3 days on that. And again, I was combining my time with the temperature pieces, getting those cut up, but I still managed to make time for it because it's just so nice. And then I started working on my oldest whip, and that has had 1 day so far. Midsummer Roses by Paula Vaughn. I started this in high school, which I realized this year is going to be my 20th high school reunion. I was like, man, I'm old. So this is what that looked like before. And here's what I did on it last night. Just a little bit. In the pink flowers. I realized this main darkest pink on these flowers looked like it was done, so I went ahead and started working on the second shade. These flowers were already done a while back, so then I did the second shade on that one and these ones here while I was chit-chatting with my sister on the phone. So I'm hoping throughout the next, today and tomorrow, I'm going to do more on these pink flowers. Try to get those pink flowers stitched up, and it'd be nice to be able to move on to the third color. There's, like you can see down here, there's the light pink and dark pink, as well as yellow. So those are the 3 colors of roses that are also in this bucket. So it would be really fun if I could finish the light pink flowers and start in on the dark pink. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be really fun. At least finish the light pink flowers. That would be nice, this rotation. And I'm kind of not really torn, but I'm still not sure yet how I want to work on this. Oh, my cat was playing with something. She gets feisty every once in a while. She's 15, so she's pretty old. But she's most of the time just, you know, lazy and quiet, and she's really feisty right now. Yeah, what are you doing? She's stalking a piece of paper and wanted to pounce on it. So it's cute to see her get in that mood every once in a while, because it reminds me of when she was little. Yeah. Anyways, regarding Midsummer Roses, I'm a little bit torn as to if I should pull it out every month until it's done, like my waterfall in Yosemite, because I gave myself a, you know, old whip category every month, and I could pull this one out every month until it's finished, which is a very appealing prospect, actually. Or I could pull out a different oldest whip and put in that category and just rotate through all my really old whips, because I have a lot of them. So give me your thoughts. If you think I should focus on this one until it's done, give it 3 days every month, and then when it's done, ideally before the end of the year, then I can switch in another old whip in that slot after this one's finished. It may take me the whole year to finish it, and that would be okay too. If I finished it in December, then I would feel like making a new start in January, so that would be just fine with me. So let me know what you think, if I should rotate through some old whips or focus on this one until it's done. I would love your opinion. And may or may, like, I might just, I don't know, we'll see, depending on what your reasoning is. We'll see. I also worked a tiny bit on my Storytime Sampler. Not a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of time this week for in-house stitching, but this is where this was before. And here it is now. I got a few more colors done. Got all the background pretty much done behind Scrooge, and a little bit more of the little colors in Joe on Little Women. So I'm still working on this like pinky purple color right now, but I'm thinking what I might do, because I'm not having as much home time as before, is because there's no football right now. Football season is pretty much over. Our team got out before the playoffs, so I'm not really in there watching football games every weekend. I'm thinking what I might do is, when I finish my travel piece in the car, is this will become my travel piece until it's done, and then I'll go to the next one of these, and then when that's done, I will work on my Adventure Awaits Sal that I start, the other caterpillar cross stitch one that I have, until that's done, and then go back to these, because and then I'll work on them in the car and at home for that short time, just to get them finished, because I want to get those done. They are like kind of a weight on my shoulders, and these are nice, and I do want to get these done this year too, but I think that might help if I spend a little bit more time on these to just bust them out. So this is, I've been working on October a little bit here and there, and I'm back in the valet line most days. So this is what it looked like before, and here it is now. You can probably see the variegation better now that the lighting is better than it was last week. So I stitched the pumpkins vertically and curved them around the edges with the edge of the outline to help it look like pumpkins. And finished that leaf and then the grass. So now I'm excited to move forward into everything else because this is like the biggest chunk of stitching and everything else is fairly small. There's a big bird right here, but the rest of it is pretty small. So I'm hoping it will see a little bit quicker progress coming on here, going forward with this piece, because everything else is kind of little motifs here and there. So that's been fun to work on. And so going forward with my plans for this coming week, I'm going to do 2 more days on Midsummer Roses. And then I'm going to spend 1 day on Dragon Ride by Teresa Wentzler. This is my piece I'm doing for my younger son, who loves dragons. And this is where it looks right now. This is on 28 count light blue even weave by MCG Textiles that I got at Hobby Lobby. They no longer carry this brand there, but it's very nice color. So as I told you last time, I'm finishing up this color in the whole dragon before I move on, because I think it'll be a nice structure color. So there's a few more pinions of the wing here, and then I think some of his legs have that color too. And then I'll see what I feel like doing if I finish that color. I guess it's only 1 day on this, so that'll be my goal, to maybe potentially finish that color, if not just make some significant progress on that color. So we'll see how I get on. What day is that? That's a Thursday. Thursdays, I don't know. Sometimes Thursdays can be good for stitching and sometimes not, so we'll see how it goes. And then I'm going to start my 3-day rotation on Friends of the Library, because this is in my category for other full coverage. I have in my monthly plans, I had a Haid full coverage, Golden Kite full coverage, and other full coverage, and this went in other. Other could also be like an additional Haid or an additional full Golden Kite if I had more than one that fit the category, but this fit the category for January, Cozy, quite well. So this is Needlepoint. It's done on canvas with tapestry wool. Came as a kit, and I readdressed this in Arbitrary August and realized I don't think I hate it as much as I thought I did, and I think I will like it because the pattern is fairly structured. Because if it was super amorphous, like the pattern on my Moonlight Skater stocking, I don't think I would have continued it. But the pattern is fairly structured, so I can treat it a lot more like a cross-stitch pattern, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's try to spread this out here. This is a printed canvas. Most of it is not finished, but I have stitched the book ages ago, and then I stitched this corner and the red and this little bit of black along here, or dark gray actually, last time in Arbitrary August. So I will continue working from the bottom up so that I can count from chunk to chunk a little easier, and hopefully that will go well. I'm going to spend 1 day on that and then do my niece's piece and then go back and do the next 2 days. So this one will be kind of separated out just because of where the dates fell for my son's piece and my niece's piece are like 2 days apart, so you can't really fit a full rotation in there any way you slice it. So I'm just going to do 1 day on it, then I'll work on this, my H-Fairy for my niece, and then I'll work on the next 2 days. And that'll be fine. So this is H-Fairy for my niece. I have mentioned before, I'm doing these, I have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nieces. And so I figured I will make these for their high school graduation gifts. My oldest niece is a junior in high school, so I have 1.5 years to finish hers. And then the next, I have 2 nieces 2 years after her. So there'll be plenty of time to get going on these. When I finish one, I'll just move right into the next one and always have one going. Because after they come pretty quickly, like back-to-back years after that. So, and I will probably also make one for my daughter at the very end because she's the youngest of all the girls in my family, and I'm sure she would love one too. So when I'm done with all the nieces, she'll get one as well at the end. And I can make it for her high school graduation too. So that will be a while since she's just in kindergarten. But this is where I'm at with H Fairy, and this one is also has been in timeout because I discovered I should have stitched some of the yellow dress right here, and it's because the symbols for the skin and the dress were very similar, and so I will be unpicking up to here because this is all together. There's no way you can slowly pick out a quarter stitch and leave the rest of this. So this is all coming out, and I will restitch her arm, and then I'll work on her dress. So that's, if I can get that accomplished, that would be amazing. Anything else beyond that is icing on the cake. So get that one fixed and farther along than it is right now. That's my goal for that day. And then I'll go back to Friends of the Library, and my last day on that will be Monday. So I'll probably still have some more time on that after I talk to you next time. So that's where I'm at with that. And I had one more thing I wanted to share. I have been about a month behind on Flosstube, and I'm slowly creeping my way back, like eliminating episodes that don't necessarily appeal to me, just so I can try to climb my way out of the hole a little bit. But one of them that I saw by Terry Lee Crafts was way back before Christmas, and she was talking about what she was thinking of doing for Stitch Mania, and I'm tempted to join her in a sort of what she's doing. I'm not sure if she's changed her plans since then. I've saw one video since then, and it didn't sound like it was changed. But I have a lot of ideas for Stitch Mania this coming year. I have one idea is just to do my normal plans, ignore Stitch Mania altogether, and stick with filling in my categories with the Full Coverage Fanatics monthly theme, and don't treat it any differently than any other month. And that's actually a very appealing option for me. And another option is maybe to make it like Mirabilia Mania, where I work on all of my Mirabilias that month and rotate through those, which would be really fun. I could also do Monogamous Mania and try to stick with one piece and see how far I can get. And this is another option that got thrown into the ring that it's really appealing to me as well. So she is planning to do her stitching shelf, and I don't know if she has a shelf or the Stitch in Time that has a hoop, I can't remember, but her version of this, she is doing maybe not Max Colors. Maybe she's doing the regular one. Mine is Max Colors. I have like a 2/3 done on the first page, maybe. It's an enormous piece. And I like the fact that this is seasonal. So then you can pick it for different seasons, for different themes. However, I'm up here in spring, and I will be for a while. And my plan was to be finish this page and then move down and keep going down here so that I can eventually have some of all the seasons and then move across the piece this way. What she's planning to do is she's planning to start a new page within the piece every day in May. So she's going to start 31 pages. She's already started it, so she's working in page 1 also. Which is an awesome idea because you're not breaking your no starts rule, which I don't think she's doing. She might be doing that. I can't remember. I am, though. So I wouldn't be breaking a new starts rule because it's the same piece, but I'd be starting new pages. What I thought would be a variation on that, though, instead of starting the actual page, would be starting the different vignettes. So I could, like, start each of the people, and there's not 31 people. There might be 18, though, or 19. It's 2019. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 people, technically. but some of them are in a pair in the same vignette. So maybe I could pick out 18 of them and just do 18. But I thought it could be fun to like count to each person and have each vignette started basically. And then whenever I have a theme, if it involves pumpkins, I can work on that one. If it involves snowmen, I can work on that one. If it involves a fireplace, I can work on that one. Rather than picking this piece and say, well, this piece has a fireplace in it, so this counts for fire, and I'll just work up here at my bright pink flowers, which doesn't really work very well in my opinion. That is a distinct possibility that I really like. I also like the thought of maybe combining this idea with my normal May rotations that I want to do, and just make sure this is one of the pieces, and maybe start all the pages along this edge so that I at least have this edge started to start working this way and have all the seasons started. So that each page along here would have some stitches in it, and maybe, I don't know how many pages deep it is, but I don't know. We'll see. And then give it enough days to get a new page started every day, and then for the rest of the month, work on my other things that would be important. So that's an option too. If any of you have any ideas of what you think I should do, obviously May is still a ways away, so I probably change my mind 5 times, 10 times before then, but lots of things to think about, because May, Stitch Mania is kind of a fun thing that gets the whole stitching community excited, and I feel like participating in some way. Part of me is really enjoying taking a step back from all the things you could participate in and just doing my own thing, and I'm really enjoying that. So worst case, I'll just default to that and not worry about it. But if time gets closer and I really feel like participating, I think I want to do something extra special. So I could do something with the stitching shelf. I could do something with all my Mirabilias, because it's alliterated with Mirabilia May. I could also do something monogamous and pick a piece to just work on till it's done, or till the month is over, or till I hit a good goal or something like that. So there's a thought, like maybe this one, maybe Midsummer Roses, because Midsummer May, Midsummer is July, but you know. Anyways, and maybe see if I could finish this in May. But so there's a few things. Let me know what you think, and I will wait and see what I feel like when it gets closer, but your opinions are always welcome. So I think that's all for now. I will hopefully get this uploaded quickly and be able to get some stitching in today. I will draw the winner for Caterpillar Cross Stitch Seize the Day on Monday the 28th, so if you would like to be entered for that, please share something about the beach, and don't mention giveaway or prize or contest or anything like that. And I look forward to talking with you again next week. Happy stitching! Bye.